boss levels. Let's get going. Got a lot to do. And with me is a fellow community member and friend, Oglib.
Hi, everybody.
Oglib's going to be here doing some commentary, so if I get into a really tough spot, Oglib's going to take over, tell you guys what's going on with some of these tricks going on. Alright, countdown right now. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Let's have some fun.
Let's play some Mario.
Let's indeed.
Alright, so the main goal here in 1-1 is to grab this mushroom right away at the beginning. Your kind of overall goal at the very beginning of the run is to end up with a tail.
Right in the hole.
Oh.
I told you that was gonna happen. I called that. We call that a swish, folks. You got to see a real treat there. Now we're gonna do what anybody else here would do and just not go for that again. But hey, that is a wonderful way to break the ice, in my opinion. So what you guys got to see back there is me nearly making it, going in the hole. But you know what? I used to have an old trick for that. It's called It's in the Hole. And going into that 1x1 thing is actually pretty tough to do. So let's just calm down. Have some fun. Alright. Back to the game. Done with that nonsense. Nerves are gone.
So, actually, World 1 is one of the hardest worlds to do optimally. SMB3 introduced a lot of new mechanics that just hadn't been seen before. So, in order to do that in the small stage size that SMB3 has, they really cram a lot of things into the tiny little levels. So moving through them optimally can be very, very tough to do. You'll see, especially in like Worlds 2 and 3, there's a lot more levels where things are just like empty almost compared to World 1. So now Sky will be using the tail here in order to fly up and get the warp whistle that we all learned about from the wizard. This is warpless, so she won't be using it, but this is the fastest way of beating the stage. So getting it is just the fastest way to do it. The downside is that Whistle's going to be in her inventory the entire run, and she'll just have to move around it every time she has to access her inventory. So there's an intentional damage boost there. And the reason for that is, unless you really need the leaf for what you're about to do, it's overall faster to stay as Big Mario or Fire Mario. Anytime you have a leaf, anytime you jump, your horizontal momentum dies a little bit, and if you jump at P-speed with the tail, a timer starts, and once that timer runs out, you lose your P-speed immediately. Whereas with Fire Mario, Big Mario, any other power-up, your P-speed stays on as long as you're moving well enough.
Now, I'm not going to go for the Superman jump here in 1-6 just because the trajectory is a bit different here, and I frankly don't trust it after I swooshed in 1-1, so...
Yeah, this is one level where you can really tell a big difference in the All-Stars version versus the NES version is the camera. And the camera really doesn't follow Mario vertically nearly as well as it does on the NES. So like a jump like there in 1-6, you have to do it pretty much completely blind. And like you can mess it up really, really easily. So it's a pretty good idea to just go for the tail there.
I wasn't going to take the ride of shame though. We're not that slow.
No. So picking up the star there from that Hammer Bro, moving on to the airship.
Also, Japanese text. We don't have to wait as long, but we still have it auto-scroller.
So that's one of the slight benefits of the All-Stars version is the cutscenes for the airships are a lot faster with the Japanese text. That's about the only difference that really makes SMB3 on All-Stars faster than NES. Although there's one level that can be slightly faster as well, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
I do not like the flashing lights in these airships. Like, seriously, I miss the solid background from NES SMB3.
There's a lot of different backgrounds and stuff. The music's got a different kind of feel to it almost as well. There's some backgrounds that really don't make any sense in some of the later stages too.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring those up as we get to them.
Not used to these auto-scrollers. So I normally, when I play SMB3, I play SMB3 Randomizer, which removes all of the auto-scrollers. But unfortunately, we have to live life in the slow lane and do the auto-scrollers.
Sky, you didn't even jump for the wand. What are you doing?
Actually, it is slower to wait for the wand to descend down to you. I'm really happy you brought that up, Oglin.
That was a good back and forth we just did right there.
Oh yeah. If I get early hammer, absolutely we're gonna go for that. I was just talking to Oglib about that beforehand.
Yeah, I can talk about that while you start moving through World 2. So there's 2 Hammer Bros that you can see on the screen in World 2. The one that you can see immediately on the right side of the screen, that's a music box, and we don't really need that one. But there's another one on the other side of the screen that's a hammer. And if that hammer moves over to the left fast enough, Sky can get that hammer and skip a bunch of stages here in World 2 with it. It's a very rare chance. I think it happens about 2% of the time, give or take, where you can get an early hammer that saves time. But it still happens. I think the last time we raced All-Stars All 4, I actually got early hammer. So I mean, it can happen. The RNG pretty much acts the same. So we'll see what happens here.
We're not gonna get the coins for the anchor, by the way. I'm sorry, guys. I know you were really looking forward to me getting an anchor in my inventory box, but not today.
I was hoping this was an all-white mushroom houses run.
We gotta contact Barnell for that one.
That is a fresh run, though.
It is. It's very fresh. Shoutouts to Barnell. Alright, so we're going to use a star here. We're going to cheat. I'm not going to use the dry bone strat here. And no early hammer, unless we get super lucky here. So sorry, guys. And I'm pretty sure that's what Darwin calls beats by bro anyways inside that boomerang brother nearby. So probably better off anyways. Yo, all this P speed, look at this. That is pretty fresh. Alright. So we're gonna come across our first Boom Boom. Hopefully this Boo doesn't decide to tag me or I don't decide to tag the spikes here. And show you guys how Boom Boom just absolutely loves fire. Here we go. And there goes Boom Boom. Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, that's the real main advantage of having fire is in the fortresses. The Boom Boom kills are much faster. So anytime you can fire kill a Boom Boom, it's a good thing.
So chances are, the Hammer Brothers, or in this case the Boomerang Brothers, have a set pattern here, and I'm pretty sure the one nearby, sadly, is the one with the music box. We only need the music box, at least in my route, in one spot in the whole game, and that's World 7 to put the piranhas to sleep. Did you know you could put, not the piranhas, is that piranha or nipper? I can never decide.
I think it's a piranha plant.
You think
it's
a
small
piranha?
though, so it could be a nipper. I don't know.
Looks
There's both.
like
Like both enemies are in the stage, so who knows?
Mm-hmm. Alright, next is everybody's favorite stage. You remember it growing up, the Angry Sun. Ooh. Oh, I almost got the glitch. Almost.
Oh, you couldn't. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what Sky tried to do there is, if you are over top of a Hammer Bro as the screen is scrolling across, you can actually buffer. Hey,
Glib.
shout out to the semi-early Hammer.
I'm getting it. I'm doing it. We
Yeah,
going.
it's worth it
We
to go
are
for it.
going
Alright,
for
let's
it.
go.
Let's go.
So shout out to semi-early Hammer.
Semi-early
That's not
Hammer.
the fastest you can get, but it is still faster to use it there as opposed to later on in World 4. So there's an extra fortress Sky will have to do in World 4, but she's just saved quite a bit of time there due to the luck. So that's pretty sick. So we're skipping the Angry Sun level. We're going straight into Pyramid. Pyramid, a very technical stage. You gotta navigate all of these walls of bricks, and it can be really trolly, especially with some of these beetles. They just don't like to cooperate sometimes.
You see, the game knew that I slam dunked in 1-1, so it's like, you know what? Let's give Skybilz some time back here. Let's do a little early hammer.
Always in All-Stars.
Always in All-Stars. What the heck?
Yeah, it's very hard to get like an actual PB in All-Stars, and the main reason for that, we haven't talked about that, but you see every time Sky enters the stage, there's a little screen that says Mario Start, and then it goes into the level. That screen isn't in the NES version, and it takes about a second and a half. So every single stage, you lose an extra second and a half on All-Stars just because of that little screen. So I think over the course of a Warpless run, you lose about 90 seconds, give or take. So it's just really hard to get like, you know, close to your NES PB time if you're running on All-Stars.
Also, big tip for all those of you who are trying to learn how to speedrun this, or even for veterans that speedrun this, do not, and I repeat, do not try to go too fast at this spot right here. The reason being is this platform hasn't spawned yet, and you will fall into a pit if you try to go too fast there, which I have done several times over the course of my practice. So please don't do that. Don't pull at me. Alright. Because again, I'm used to playing these without auto scrollers attached to them, and it's a whole entirely different speedrun without that. Alright, so Morton, no earthquake, which is good. Alright, here we go. No problem. Heading into everyone's favorite world, World 3, the Water Worlds.
So World 3 is going to have a lot of RNG dealing with Hammer Bros again, like in World 2. There's 2 Hammer Bros that we'll see, and you'll also see some bridges in the top right of the screen. Those bridges move up and down every time a level is over, so whether you beat the level or you die in it, the bridges will change. So optimally, Sky's going to want to beat the first 5 stages of the game and kill both Hammer Bros. And if she does that all correctly, then the bridges will be set up where she can skip most of the second half of the world. But that one Hammer Bro, especially up in the top right, he can sometimes be a jerk and run away, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So you kind of got to just hope that he sticks around long enough.
Kind of like how he was during my last Warpless race.
Yeah, there's sometimes he like, I've had runs where he's ran away, come back, ran away, and come back. Like, you just can't tell with him sometimes. He's such a troll.
All right. Oglib taught me this next stage, so I better make Senpai proud here. We'll see. We'll see. I believe too. Let's do it.
3-2 is a very, very difficult stage. Those cheaps have hitboxes. We're just not sure.
Nope.
Exactly how they exist. Yeah, and so sometimes they really jump in stages like that. They just jump however they want. So
no dice.
It can be very tricky to get through them.
That's okay though. I didn't die. That's all that mattered.
And you got coins. I was worried there for a second. So Sky had 33 coins for a little bit there. We haven't talked about coin ships yet. In worlds 1, 3, 5, and 6, any of the worlds that have like your normal Hammer Brothers, if your coin count is a multiple of 11 and the digit in your tens digit is the same number, it'll change one of those Hammer Bros into a coin ship. And coin ships are really long auto scrollers that are awful, and you should never want them unless you're playing casually.
No peace speeds.
Yeah.
That's
so
okay.
We take steps during the run to either get a few more coins here and there, or hit another brick to change your 10 digit, your score, just stuff like that, in order to avoid those coin ships.
And I'm happy you reminded me, because I shifted to 45 coins before the end of this level.
All a part of the plan.
Glib looking out for me here. That's okay. Hey, I tried. Just like the 1-1 trick, I'm gonna try. If I fail, it's fine. I'll move on. Things happen. But I'm gonna at least try things once, you know? Why not? You know, I wasn't thinking that one entirely through. There we go. That's much better. So no fire to kill Boom Boom. No third door. Alright, so in the NES version, you can enter the third door, and if you quickly re-enter it, it takes you straight to Boom Boom's lair without having to go in and out of any of the other doors. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's a one-frame trick. I don't know if anybody has done it on All-Stars, but I don't know if it's not possible either. It might be. The door animations are different on All-Stars, so I'm really honestly not sure if they work or not. These bros are being pretty nice, so that's good.
They asked when's coin ship? You guys got your coin ship. When was it? Last SGDQ?
Yeah, SGDQ, they donated for Kuja to do a coin chip, and I was mad the entire time.
Oh, I know you were.
Coin chips. Coin chips are slow. Why do you want them?
Oh, my goodness. Alright, so we're going to take this here's buffer, so I can P-speed this next part. Normally you're supposed to do what the old Nintendo Players guy called the jet coaster jump. Weird name for it. But we just like to jump over that. We'll cut the stuff out of there. Alright. And no problem. Not bad. Alright. Oh my goodness. I don't want to tempt fate and use my P-Wing here, but at the same time, this run has given me the best of times and the worst of times.
Yeah. 3-8 is a very, very crucial stage in Warpless. Since Sky will be using the cloud to move past 3-6, it's very imperative she doesn't die in 3-8, because then she'll have to go back, and she won't have her cloud again. So, yeah, using a P-Wing here, just a safety to make sure she doesn't die. Not a bad idea.
It's a marathon run, like, why would I want to give up my Jugum's cloud here, you know? And 8-1, I've practiced 8-1. I'll show you guys how to do 8-1 the right way. I usually P-Wing that. We'll be brave today and do 8-1, okay? I just don't want to have to go through the auto-scroller of shame here, okay? I get tired of those as is, and I'll spare all you guys that grief.
Yeah, 3-8 is a stage that you can easily die on. You have to deal with a rising and falling of the stage, and you've got Boss Bass who can pretty much just jump up and eat you immediately if he wants to. So it's a very, very nervous part of the run, no matter how many times you've done it.
Unfortunately, though, I can't do Little H jump because I have this stupid tail on me, which I could have gotten rid of, but I don't want to take a chance on third airship because Wendy Koopa's coming up, and we all know how Wendy can be.
Yeah, Wendy's definitely the most difficult of the Koopa kids to fight.
I don't know why I did that, but we'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Dun, 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 dun. Nice.
I guess we haven't talked about star cards yet. We could do that. So you saw Sky do a little turn back there to get a mushroom instead of a star. Now, if you're running at full P speed when you hit the card at the end of the stage, most times you'll go to star. And if you get 3 stars in a row, the game congratulates you with some fireworks and this little ditty playing, and it counts the 5 up. And that's about 3.5 seconds slower than just getting 3 random ones. So the best way to avoid getting 3 of the same is to do that little turn back. Usually most people do it either on the 2nd or 3rd card in a set in order to ensure that they don't get that 3 of a kind.
Boredom is my worst enemy in these airships, I swear.
It really, like, if you do the airship the same way every time, you'll get the exact same result. There's no RNG involved in them or anything like that. But honestly, it's the toughest thing in the world to not get bored and just lose your focus. Because you've done it so many times that it doesn't seem like you have to think, and then that's when you take the hit.
Mm-hmm. The hit or death, even, you know, you're messing around with Roy or Ludwig, and they earthquake you and you get stunned. Like, no.
Yeah, you can easily die on an airship if you're not paying attention. So
it's a speedrunner's nightmare to have a ton of auto scrollers like this. It really bothers me. Again, I'm just that spoiled. Okay, I gotta focus up here. I hate Wendy. Alright. 1, you're gonna take your bounce. 2, and then I'm just gonna eat the 3rd hit. Alright, good deal. I usually like to eat the 3rd hit there.
Yeah, that works out.
Alright.
Yeah, so Wendy tosses a ring every time you jump on her, and the fight gets very perilous, especially, like, the longer you wait with Wendy, the worse it gets. So it's usually good to try and be as aggressive as you can to get through it.
Alright, so World 4, unfortunately, I have not learned the All-Stars Lakitu bounce. That's a little different than the SNES Lakitu bounce, which I'm so used to at this point.
Yeah, that's the 4-4 coming up is like the one stage that's actually very, very different between NES and All-Stars.
I didn't even know.
That's really the only major stage, yeah. I
didn't even know you could Lakitu bounce there till Ace of Arrows told me, no, that's actually a real thing. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you
you can still do it. It's a weird setup, and it's actually, since you don't have to do like the swimming, it's a little bit faster. 4-4 is the one stage you can do faster on All-Stars. Other than like stages with lag in them and stuff like that. That is another advantage that we should talk about. The All-Stars version doesn't have like any lag at all, whereas NES there are some definite spots of lag. So that's the only real time save you get other than those faster cutscenes. Everything else is slower.
So here, when I was playing this growing up, I honestly thought a giant boss bass was going to come out and get me. Like, I was truly scared during this stage. There's really nothing to be afraid of. It's just a bunch of flying cheap-cheeps, you know, run-of-the-mill Mario type stuff.
That would be awful if they put a giant boss bass in this stage. I'm glad they didn't.
Imagine a bigger hitbox on that. Like,
yeah, yeah. Like I'm thinking about it now, and that definitely seems like a stage with boss bass in it.
All right, you'll never fail this. Watch this. Just short hop in the middle, duck, jump. You'll get it every time. Use the background as a visual cue there.
Yeah, the sludge bows are the easiest and fastest of the hammer bros to kill. So very nice there. And I will remind you that you are down a hammer.
Thank you.
So going into 4-3. 4-3 is a pretty cool stage. You get to go fast, which is nice.
I may have not gotten P-Speed in some stages, but I actually played this for a game show called Arcade Pit a couple days ago. I picked this one, and they're like, so Sky, have you played SMB3 before? And I just kind of giggled and played through, and they're like, wait, you probably have played this. And I'm like, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I think 4-3 is probably my favorite stage. It's so fun.
If you ask any SMB3 player which version they like, it's this one by a landslide. I mean, I remember when Darvian did the Warpless race, All Stars All Games Warpless, his comment was, SMB3, what have they done to you? And that really just communicates all of our thoughts right there, to be dead honest.
Yeah. It's a really, the version differences are such that the NES version is just a lot better. So the one nice thing about this is the fortress that Sky's doing because she got early hammer. In a normal run, you'll just hammer past this fort, but since we've got that, we have to do this level. But it did help out because you can get a fire flower, which is nice. So
yeah.
let's kill that boom boom real quick, and we'll move on.
All right,
Picross owns. Talking about Picross in the chat.
Yep, shoutouts to. No, is it Picross or P-Cross?
I don't know. I call it both so that I'm right once and wrong once.
Oh, that works. Nothing really to see here again. The setup here's a little funky, so I just decided for everyone involved that we're just gonna skedaddle through here and kind of talk about how much Lakitu's random throws here suck, which they do.
Yeah, in this level, you're kind of at the mercy of Lakitu when he's throwing those spinies. I think the reason that this stage is so much different is they couldn't do two different water levels, because the water in the second half is actually a little bit higher than it normally is on NES, whereas it's a lot lower on the first half of it. And I think that's just because it's one continuous water level that they had to do for the entire stage. So.
Alright, so we're voluntarily going to take one of these. I do want a P-Wing. Now, normally, if you're someone like Oglib and you don't need extra P-Wings, he wouldn't have done this. He would just gone right on to 6, but I prefer to have the extra P-Wing. We're actually... Oh, of course. Isn't that always the way, game?
Yeah, right into you. I was about to say, that is a dope boxless setup you got there.
Thank you.
But...
Again, it's a marathon run, forgive me. Alright. I swear though, this game does feel different, for me at least, on the SNES version. There's just something about it.
Yeah, I think, honestly, for me, the biggest thing is having to deal with the camera. Just like a lot of your visual stuff that you don't even realize you use is just completely different on this version. So it definitely throws a wrench in a lot of plans sometimes when you're not looking at the exact same thing you normally do on an NES run.
And really, as an SMB3 runner, you have to get used to overworld RNG. You know, inside the stages, RNG really isn't as bad, but on that overworld, like, you get punished so many times. You guys saw I got lucky with the early hammer. Imagine being, like, close to a world record holder on this game, and you have to rely on that early hammer to get world record. It is so aggravating to have to deal with these hammer brothers.
Yeah, the grind, I think a lot of people... Especially getting into the game, people overstate the RNG. You can still get a pretty solid time even with bad luck, but when you're really getting to that nitty gritty, and every second matters, the RNG in this category especially can be really brutal. There's so many things that can just lose you a bunch of time for no reason. All
right, friends, speedrunners, viewers, go make yourself a sandwich. There's nothing to see here, quite literally, for the next 2 minutes. Go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do. This is not the good stuff. This is.
So this auto scroller, for reasons we don't understand, scrolls twice as slow as any other auto scroller in the game. So I think normally it's like 30 pixels per second, and this one's 15. I could be wrong there. One of them is 30 per second. I'm trying to remember which.
Isn't the Air Force a little faster?
Air Force is twice as fast as all the rest of them. So there's so that one, yeah, that one's a lot quicker. But yeah, this one is just slow and boring, and it's the worst 2 minutes of any run. Because it's not even, and like we mentioned earlier, how it's like you gotta kind of pay attention. Like there's so few spots you have to really even pay attention on this airship. Like this part right here, where you're killing the Rocky Wrench, is probably the most exciting part of the entire 2 minutes.
Now,
and all you do is just spam fireballs.
Because I'm lazy, and because this airship makes me feel lazy, we're just gonna take the tail and go over the top here, because why not? Like, it makes my 5-1 easier, it makes my 5-2 easier, and then we'll probably ditch it in the fortress in World 5. I guess that is the silver lining to getting the second Hammer Brother glyph. I can use that star on the fort in World 5.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm so happy Roy is not the leader of this airship, because I would be legit upset.
That would be pretty nasty. I mean, Iggy's no pushover. Iggy, like the cheaps, can just kind of jump really high, really fast, and clip through you. But Roy would be even worse. I agree.
Yeah.
Iggy's eyes look so weird on this version.
He's
the
all
glasses, dude.
Bug-eyed.
They're messed up. I guess I've had it muted. I haven't had to listen to the P-Speed sound. That's one of the other things too. The P-Speed sound in All-Stars is a bit more annoying, I would say, compared to NES. But you know, you do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah. I'm just happy it's over. That stage reminds me of Butterbridge 1 in Super Mario World, which I also run, and man, I can't stand auto-scrollers. I just can't. Alright, so World 5, in my opinion, doesn't get interesting until you get up in the clouds.
Yeah, the bottom part of World 5 is pretty straightforward. There's one, like, kind of big time loss, but it's really not that big of a deal once you know how to do it in 5.2. But other than that, the rest of the stages are pretty straightforward and simple.
Yep. Oh, if you guys are wondering about my controller, I grip my SNES controllers like, I use a bear grip. It's not good for your hands, don't do it. It's just a bad habit I have. In case anybody's wondering if I'm breaking this poor controller in my hands. I'll be honest, I have a bear grip on my controls.
So now Sky's taking measures not to fall into that pit of despair and take this top route. The top route is not only a lot faster, but it's also a lot safer. The bottom route in 5.2 is very, very scary. There's a lot of guys throwing ice blocks at you and just a bunch of nastiness. This is one of the backgrounds that's really weird. Like, why you go into the top part of 5.2, but it's still underground? How does that work? I don't understand it.
Someone just said they did their taxes during that airship. You know what? I would consider that a good life decision. I think that's an awesome way to use that time.
That is a better use of the 2 minutes than playing the auto-scroller, I would agree.
I would agree too. Alright, so I don't have a tail anymore, which is fine. It'll make controlling this stage a little easier. Oh, I got it! I was not sure about that input, but you know what? We made it work. Thank you, Jester.
That's fine. You got there.
Yeah, we got there. That makes up for 1-1. What is a bear grip? Oh, you guys can't even see me. Why am I trying to hold my controller in front of this camera, you know? Just saying. No, not beer grip, Bad Bricks. That's what I feel like when I'm in those airships, okay, bud? No, not quite a beer grip. That sounds way more fun than that airship, let me tell you. Oh, come on.
I was gonna ask. Yeah. So that Hammer Bro, she's fighting right now. That has another star. Which stars are for the most part not super useful in the run. There's a few spots where we do use them, but it's honestly just because we have the stars to use. There's not a ton of places where you really need a star to go fast. So a lot of the stars that you get from Hammer Bros are generally unneeded. That said, there are some spots where you can use them to either just make a section easier or at least
I trapped
At least
myself.
a little bit. Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the tough part. So if you use a star, Mario likes to do backflips, and you can't go up a pipe while Mario is doing backflips. So if you use it in that first room of the tower there, you have to hit that pipe with P speed. Otherwise, you got to wait out the entire duration of the star. So a little unfortunate there.
That's all right. There are way worse mistakes to make than that.
Oh yeah. You should probably get a coin at some point, although you probably will.
Oh yeah, there's one towards the top of the tower. Thank you.
Yeah.
Many thanks.
I think every single SMB3 runner gets incredibly nervous anytime somebody's on a multiple of 11, even though there's plenty of ways to fix this coming up. There's not going to be any issue. It's like still terrifying when you see that multiple of 11.
All right, we're gonna try this once. Once.
All right. Welcome to the sky. So if the ground portion of World 5 is pretty straightforward, the sky portion of World 5 is very not straightforward. Just about every level is over an open pit, so you have to... it's not as difficult as some stages, but it's very unforgiving. Any mistake you make pretty much means a death. So definitely some of the scarier levels in the run to do, just because that death is looming.
What happened there was the camera was actually moving in a really weird way. We were talking about the camera before, and it didn't move in the way I wanted it to. So I'm like, you know what? This ain't worth dying over.
Yeah. Yeah, any stage where like vertical movement is important, the camera in the All-Stars version just doesn't do what it needs to do for you to get through it fast.
All right. So again, not too much happening in the opening stages here. I'm just gonna get this Hammer Brother out of the way. I just don't care at this moment. Now I don't have to watch my multiples anymore. Another Beats by Bro. Right.
Yeah, so this music box, just extra basically. Nothing you can do about it again. It's just RNG that happens.
Now, if you guys want a real challenge, we obviously don't do it in the speedrun because it's slow. Go and do 5-6 there. Tell me what you think about it. That stage.
5-6 is a really stage.
Oh, it's terrible. Alright. Good deal. No problem there. I'm still thinking about the beer clip joke. I'm sorry. Like, that was pretty sweet, Badbergs. I hope everybody's having fun so far. I know I am. I always enjoy playing this game for better or for worse. This is one I've been running since I've started streaming.
So, I don't understand Skyfort. How does Bowser get lava at the top on the ceiling of his fortress? How does that play out? How does gravity not pull that lava down?
I don't know.
I don't get it. It makes no sense.
But basically with this fort, I mean, yes, obviously P-Speed would be more optimal, but if you find a nice little jump pattern like what I did there, you shouldn't get hit by lava on that ceiling, ever. Alright, I hate this stage.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get hit there with that lava. It's mostly there for show, I'd say.
I've gotten P-Speed in this stage on the NES version, but on the SNES version, it just something doesn't quite click here.
Yeah, the visuals are probably different. Getting the P-Speed at the beginning of 5.8.
I did a turn around and it's that's alright.
Well,
no problem. This is why it's good to know where your power-ups are. I know, like my turnaround, just much like in 1-1, how I turned around ever so slightly. Just boop, right in the hole. I have caused both of my deaths. Like, King Bowser doesn't even need to kill me. Like, Mario's gotten it all figured out. Yo, yeah, we in there. Hitless.
Nice. Alright, so Sky skipping over the worst stage of the game, 5-9.
Yep.
And she'll be moving on to the World 5 Airship.
Still no complaints there. Alright, so here are the hazards of Roy. Don't be on the ground when he lands. You will regret it. I have to highlight my race from last week. Somehow I got stunned by Roy, survived, and landed the last hit without dying. No clue. No clue how I did that. Let's not relive that today, though, because that was very nerve-wracking for me.
That is pretty surprising. I was gonna say, so Roy can smash the ground and cause it to shake, and if you're sitting there, you get stunned. And it's very, very common for Roy to just stun lock you and just kind of move back and forth, and you don't have any time to react to it. So you can go from Fire Mario to dead really quickly in Roy. So it's when that does happen, it's a major panic moment.
For all intents and purposes, the best thing to do is to just pretend you're small. Just pretend you're small. Like, I don't have any power-ups. I don't have any room for error. Just do it, you know? I gotta stop making myself nervous unnecessarily there. Alright. There we go. All good. Bye-bye, Roy. Is it just me or the hitbox is really weird on the Koopa Kids in the All-Stars version?
They are a little different. I'm not sure exactly like how different, but because I know like doing like the Wendy fire kills is a little bit different. I'm not sure exactly how they're changed, but they are a bit different on All Stars. And Bowser's hitbox is a lot different actually.
All right, here we go. World 6. We're gonna use our hammer here for good.
So yeah, this hammer skips past 6-1, 6-2, and 6-3, which is very nice. And this bro feels a little bad that you just used your hammer, so he's gonna give you another one back.
We only get to use this to skip one stage, but guess what? That stage is an auto-scroller, so...
Yeah, the route and the items are actually played out pretty well in Warpless, so that you only have to play the airship auto-scrollers. There's no other auto-scrollers you have to deal with in the run. So that ends up being pretty nice.
Now normally here you would damage boost, but since unfortunately I lost my fire flower in the last one, that's not an option. I can give this star shot a try, but I feel like in the time I try to get this is the time I could just kill Boom Boom normally.
It is actually a little bit harder to do on All Stars since door transitions are actually a part of the star timer. So normally you can get a star and you can run straight into Boom Boom and that'll kill him instantly, but the timing is a little tight, and it's even tighter on All Stars because when you go through the door in NES, the timer for the star pauses, but when you go through it on All Stars, it keeps running. So you have to be really, really precise with your movement, and especially as Big Mario, that can be a bit tricky to do. So yeah, just jump killing Boom Boom there is perfectly fine, I would say.
Another thing, while we're pondering about versions here for a second, does the despawn work on All Stars? The one in 6.5 coming up. It
does actually work. I don't know if you can get the double despawn, but you can get a single despawn and do the fastest version of 6.5. So.
Ugh.
I actually thought about that the last time I did too. I'm like, I have no idea if this will work, and it ended up working. So yeah, I think that's one of the few times you actually do have enough sprites to cause some lag and despawn stuff in All Stars. For the most part, this game doesn't overpower the SNES at all.
So again, if I were to describe the way I play this stage, I would put it in a guidebook of SMB3 for Dummies. Normally we take a P-Wing and go through here, but again, my marathon strats differ a little bit from RTA attempts or real-time attack. Runs I'm not afraid to reset on. Here during a marathon, you don't really have that luxury of resetting, so want to make sure we do some strats that'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, this is a stage you have to fly through in order to proceed, so you can use a P-Wing, but if you take any hit, then you're pretty much out of luck, and you have to go back and get a tail anyways. And it can cost a lot of time. You can lose a lot of time in 6.5. That's one of the biggest stages. You can just lose a massive amount if things don't go right for you.
So we're going to take a little detour here. Not a lot of people take this detour, but I'm a personal fan of this detour. I think it'll come in handy later. What do you guys think?
Shoutouts to the hammer suit.
Shouts.
Not a frog suit, but it's alright.
Can't get the glitch in this version, Clem.
I don't know. I wonder if you can... I know on NES you can just hold the direction you want to go. I don't know if it works on All Stars or not. That's interesting. I might have to test that out, because I honestly don't know. You got the cloud, though. That's good.
I did. So we don't have to do that, Hammer Brother. Yeah,
that last Hammer Brother there has a star, which we don't need, so good luck there. the two at the end of World 6, sometimes you can track them and sometimes you can't. It just kind of depends on how they move. So sometimes you just have to guess and hope it works out.
My dude, I did it.
Nice, 6F2 there. So
Yeah!
doing all of those flights saves a lot of time, but it's incredibly dangerous, especially that middle flight. You pretty much have just enough time to make it, and your first flight has to be really, really well. And if you make any mistakes there, you fall and die. So 6F2, pretty scary stage. There's a few scary stages in World 6. I would say this is where the difficulty of the stages really starts to kick in a speed run.
I was really happy about the way that turned out, I must admit.
Yeah, that was smooth.
That was very smooth for a marathon run of that. And Ogliv and I actually sat down during last GDQ, and he drilled me on some of these levels. And as you can see, some of it didn't stick, but other things like that stage very much did. So, shoutouts to shoutouts. Yeah, you
Holden
are.
Boot Camp at SGDQ this year. Sign up if you want to get good at SMB3. I swear it's easy.
Alright, so we're gonna use the P-Wing here. Now, this is one of the hardest stages in the game here. You ready for this one?
I hope it goes well.
Oh, yeah, me too. Unless you're one chuck attacks and you try to wall jump up that. Alright, and done! That was exhausting. That was absolutely exhausting.
I was on the edge of my seat for that entire stage.
Here comes now. If my bud Mitch was watching this right now, he'd roll his eyes at me. This is one that you still gotta boot camp me on, Glib, before he catches me doing this.
Oh yeah, so 6F3, you can take a damage boost and preserve your P speed, but you gotta make some really tricky jumps. And sometimes some quick reactions if things don't play out for you. So flying over it, a bit safer, but a bit slower.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we gotta make sacrifices. Alright. Go over here. I really don't like the way the blocks are for this boom boom right here.
Yeah, they set him up to make it a bit tricky to do the quick jump kill. And that's a boom boom that can slide around sometimes for really no reason. He just will all of a sudden shift to the left or the right, like during his little invincibility period, and can really throw you off.
So the thing with this airship, the fight is critical. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to do what we need to do with Lummy, put the first two hits on him. We're gonna purposely take a hit, and we ideally want to exit this stage without a tail. Ideally.
Yeah, it's very imperative to end 6F or a 6 airship as Big Mario, as there'll be a clip coming up in 7.1 that you need to be at least Big Mario for it. You can do it with a tail, but it's actually a bit harder because of how your speed drops. So ideally, if you're Big Mario, that's exactly where you want to be for 7.1.
Same thing here. You don't want to get too ahead of the airship. I think I've died here before by being too ahead of it.
I've died on this airship. There's a troll jump you can do where you jump and it looks like you're gonna die, but you land on a platform that isn't on screen. But that platform doesn't exist quite as long on all stairs, so I actually killed myself doing it once.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. It was fine.
Alright. One thing at a time. First, let's kill Lemmy, then we'll do the clip. Alright, one. Come on, Lemmy.
Lemmy, the objectively best Koopa Kid.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I made everyone nervous there. Oh my god.
That was close. You got that hit like right when he came out, but I think you needed to jump there.
Oh,
that ball in the middle was closing in.
Shoutouts to iframes.
Watched it out. Watched it out.
It's so funny. I'm making mistakes I normally don't make, but all the hard stuff, yeah, it's right there, you know?
Free. Easy game.
Easy game. Easy game. No, don't you dare say that, considering everything I'm about to do here, right? Okay. I'm gonna just go off the radar here for a sec. Game, I disagree. Disagree again. I'm jumping right through the block. Game's giving me the biz today. These are legit attempts.
Yeah, some of these look like they're good.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
All right, nice. So,
all right, we'll take it. We'll take it. That's still faster than the stage.
That clip is it's not completely up to you because how you get in, basically what you do there is you get Mario's head stuck into the ceiling. And whenever Mario's head is stuck in the ceiling, the game pushes you to the right. So in 7-1, it's very convenient for that because that pushes us all the way to the right, and we skip all of that inner part of 7-1, which is awful. But in order to do that, you basically have to hit a certain number of subpixels, and that number of subpixels depends on your speed. So getting enough speed to get through and get the clip, you can do setups that'll give you a good chance, but it's still up to the game sometimes. There's no absolutely consistent 100% way to do it. So.
I think someone in chat said it best. First try.
First try. In there.
We all call it that. First try.
First try every try.
I'm just happy I got it because you know what? In practice before, I'll be honest, I kept going in the door. I kept hitting up diagonal on this controller.
Yeah, if you press up, you go in the door, and then you have to do the stage, and it's all. So it's
sad times.
Yeah. So now I don't know how many P-wings you have, but I think you're trying your best to keep this tail, right? Or do you have an extra?
Nope, we keeping this tail.
Okay, so this guy's gonna try to keep his tail in order to use it to fly through 7F1. You can use a P-wing in 7F1, but it'll be better used in 7.6. So keeping the tail, since 7F1 is another stage that you have to fly through, it's important to keep the tail through 7.3 there.
Off is making me laugh from the other room. Alright, let's just get through this. Hardest fort in the game. Are you guys ready? Hardest fort. Let's do it. Oh yeah, I'm shaking in my boots now. Alright. And that's it. This is the only boom boom in the game you cannot fire kill.
Yeah, you have to fly up here, so this one has to be a jump kill.
Alright, good deal. Alright, I could clip in 7.6. I have done it before. Let's not do that. Especially
it actually loses time to do the clip in 7.6 because flying over it's a bit faster. You move really slow while you're clipping through the wall, so
yep,
as long as you have the P-wing, it's faster to use it here in 7.6. So tough stage.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did, Leslie. That's exactly what I was saying. I wasn't gonna say it, but you know what I meant. Alright, 7.7, just like I promised, Oglib.
Alright. So little route change. 7.8 is like I think slightly faster. It's not a lot faster, but it's a little slightly faster. But it's a much more difficult stage. So we'll play the Mario Maker level, which is just getting a bunch of stars and running to the end overall at the top of all these nippers.
There we go. I always get nervous about ducking there with the tail. I hate that. But hey,
yeah, that crouch can be a big troll. If you don't get it, a lot of times you'll run out of your star and you'll start taking hits, and then you panic even further.
Oh yeah.
So.
Now we can do the sequence break at the beginning of this stage. Beautiful.
Nice.
So we're skipping a small portion of this. Mr. Cab corrected me. I used to think this was a quarter of the stage. By the way, ditching the tail to go a little faster here. But he corrected me and said it wasn't even a quarter of the stage. And I'm like, you know, Mr. Cab, you put a drag on this. But you know what? Shout out to Mr. Cab. Mr. Cab was my co-commentator last week during the All-Stars Warpless race, and we had a blast.
It skips a non-trivial portion of the stage, though. Getting up to the top takes some time, so.
And we're through. Yo, triple mushroom hype coming up.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm ready, me too. Me too. Alright, so a lot of items here. Box. Jugin's Cloud. P-Wing. Alright.
Nice.
Why do I do this? You just saw how many items I used there. I'm protecting my investment during a marathon run, okay? Plus,
also, shoutouts to Yoshi.
Makes the Ludwig fight a little easier too, to have the P-Wing.
Yeah, Ludwig's another one that you can that can pound the ground whenever he jumps, so that's another scary fight. And this is actually the longest level in the game. Even though this scrolls at the normal speed, this stage is really super long, so it actually just barely beats out the World 4 Airship for longest stage in the game.
Well, a lot of people ask me, they're like, don't you want a P-Wing Air Force? And I'm like, no, Air Force scrolls really fast. If I die, I'm not going to lose as much time there as I would here. Plus, there's no real boss at the end of Air Force. I don't count Boom Boom.
Yeah, Boom Boom's not really a boss. He's just a guy that's there.
But anyone who's watching this, if you're thinking about speedrunning this game, the strats I'm doing, they're not like super pro level, they're pretty intermediate, so you too can use these strats if you choose to practice this game. I highly recommend it. It's a good game. Good speedrun.
It's a top-notch speed game. Everybody should run it.
So pardon my button mashes here. I gotta go find my coupon for the $400 washer and dryer that Pooh gave me last time around. Somewhere. This is another one, guys. Go make a sandwich. Go do something that you need to do. Because World 8, my biggest grievance with Super Mario Bros. 3 is that there's an entire world full of auto-scrollers. Now, hands are fun. That's where chat can get involved, and we'll ask for some audience participation a little later on here. First, let me hopefully kick Ludwig's butt.
One thing that's nice, though, we get to build up this triple mushroom height for a good, like, 8 minutes.
We do.
How sick is that?
I like it. Alright. Alright, good deal. You guys have been lovely so far. Let's go take care of World 8, and then let's enter some of those lost levels. Although, unlike this game, we are actually going to warp in the lost levels. But we have 2 auto-scrollers first, so as we get closer, just ponder on how many hands you think I'm gonna get. You have roughly about, what, like 3 minutes or so, maybe 4 between these 2 scrollers?
Yeah, it's about 3.5, 4 minutes between the 2, so get your guesses in now. For how many hands?
I'm gonna say 2. It's marathon luck, but 2? I don't think I have the worst luck, so I'm gonna say 2.
Do I want to be bold and say 0?
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, because I got the hammer, and the hammer's rarer than 0 hands, so I can...
That's true. Oh, that's true. You did, yeah, you've definitely allotted up all your good luck for the run. I'll say 2 hands as well, then. Yeah, there's no way. The game can't be that kind.
No, the game can't be that kind. I mean, think about it. The game's actually been kind to me. I have caused my own 2 deaths and nobody else. That's alright. What did they say? Your own worst critic? Well, I'm my own worst enemy here. I'm alright with that for now.
So one nice thing, you don't have to really worry about any lag on this auto-scroller. There is a small section right here on the NES version where you get a lag with all these bombs and the rocky wrench and the cannonballs and all that, but SNES can handle it all just fine, so no worries.
Shoutouts to Oglib strats, you know, just kind of chilling on the right-hand side of the screen.
You don't have to do anything special. Although this one, there are a few spots where you can't just hold right. Makes me a little sad, but we'll come up later to the...
And our boss is...
a world-famous strat.
A boomerang brother? That's all I get here? He's gonna drop a fresh star, though, which we're gonna use in Bowser's Castle. Yeah, you can get 5 hands away. If you think I'm gonna die twice on hands, sure. You know what? I'll let you say 5 hands away. You know what? Weirder things have happened. I could go until... We'll go with 5. I'll be a good sport about your prediction.
I think I had a PB back when I first started with 4 hands because I died on one and then got all 3 of them.
Well, you could only go uphill from there, Cliff.
Exactly. I was like, that's the worst World 8 I'll have in a PB ever. It's impossible for it to get worse.
So, is that chocolate milk on the bottom of the screen, or is that bacon down there?
It looks... Ooh. It kind of looks like wavy bacon on the All-Stars version. It's definitely chocolate milk on NES, like for sure. But you're making a strong argument for bacon.
It looks like bacon, man. Look at that.
Kind of does, yeah. What if it's bacon in chocolate milk?
It could be bacon in chocolate milk, or chocolate-covered bacon, if that's a thing. Ooh. I don't know.
Chocolate-covered bacon is a thing, and it is just as amazing as it sounds. Like, if you're thinking, wait a minute, that could be the best thing ever, you're correct. It is.
Oh, Away would like, he said one hand at first. Okay, alright, Away. Away said one hand. It's always bacon. Well, now I just made Chad hungry. So you know what? Next auto-scroller, go make yourself a bacon sandwich. How about that? We'll go with that. I ain't gonna swim under it. That's a slow way. Alright. Alright, here we go, Glim. Let's see whose prediction's right, whose prediction's wrong. We'll find out today, folks. Let's do it. Alright, second hand. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take the extra power-up, and I'll take the short hand.
Yeah, the second hand is the shortest one, so if you are going to get stuck with one, this would be the one to pick.
Alright. Well, if you said 4 hands, or 3 hands, my answer is no, unless I get desperate and purposely go back to the hand before this. Okay? We got 2 hands. That's fine. Hey, you and I were right. Pay 2. Pay 2.
I knew it.
I knew it too. I knew it too. That's alright, I got 2 power-ups if 8-1 decides it wants to be marathon-y to me. That's not even a word, but we'll call it a word. For something to go marathon-y, it just means I'm gonna like die over and over and go on tilt, so. You don't think the Air Force is enough time to make a sandwich? Does someone want to test this out?
That's, you'd have to be prepped, because Air Force is very fast.
Could be
Air Force moves quite quick.
Could be a PBJ sandwich. Those are quick to make.
You could slap together a PB&J.
Oh my gosh, Clip. Peanut butter and Nutella.
I don't know. See, I'll be real with you. I'm not a huge peanut butter fan.
What? All right.
I know. I have lost many friends to that, so it's okay. I understand.
It's alright.
It just doesn't do it for me.
What about Nutella?
Nutella's alright though. Nutella's not bad.
Oth likes Nutella.
I could do a Nutella and jelly sandwich. I'd be down for that.
What kind of jelly though? Like.
If you're going on a sandwich, I think you either have to go the classic grape, or strawberry if you're feeling a little, you know, dangerous. Past that, I think it's just too risky, you know.
Oth has to have blackberries on the sandwich.
Alright. Okay, maybe. I won't knock it till I try it, I guess, but I don't know. Everybody is upset at me now because I don't like peanut butter. Oh, it's okay. I'm willing to accept it.
Chad is changing the way I'm looking at my life here. Is it Nutella or Nutella? Is it roof or rough? You guys are making me think twice about pronunciation tonight. You guys.
You know, shoutouts to 8-1's background. I don't understand this background either. It's like we're suddenly in a forest.
Suddenly trees.
Yeah, it just doesn't click with me. There's no tree. There's like the little bushes there, but that's it. Why Nintendo? I gotta talk with Shigeru about this one.
Hang on, I'm stuck here for a sec. There we go. I just needed to think about this for a second. Come on, generator. Don't make me think twice about my life decisions, okay? That was a little too much time to think about life choices. And this fresh 2-Up was brought to you by Mr. Cad. Alright.
Yo. You did that I saw the turn back. You did that on purpose.
I did do that on purpose. Mitch says 2-Ups don't waste a lot of time. So you know what? Why the heck not?
I think 2-Ups are like maybe a second.
Yeah, worth it. Worth it for that.
Worth the hype.
Worth the hype. You called it too, so how could I leave you just hanging there, you know? Alright.
So taking the sand pit in 8-2.
Well, this is a sunless run. We have to hold.
That's true. We haven't seen the angry sun the entire saying.
What angry sun? I don't see an angry sun.
It doesn't exist. It's not in the game. I don't know. I don't know where it is.
No.
It's a jungle surrounding a volcano. That's a little hard to believe. I gotta be honest. I'm not digging it.
All right, so
I do like the background of 8-2 though. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Final fortress. Gonna get some flower hype here. All right, I'm going for the door skip, bud.
I believe. Again, this is a little bit harder to do on the All Stars version because of the door transition counting in your timer. So you can hit the first P switch so he's gonna come across, and make it all the way to the ending door in one cycle. But
it's
you
hard.
gotta be, yeah, it's very difficult. It's a tough trick to do.
Yo, I had to sacrifice my flower for it, but I did it.
I'd say that's worth it, especially now. Normally, or in some people, I would say it's not a normal. You can do whatever you want, but a lot of times the fortress is the last place to get a fire flower, and it's very important to keep that fire flower to the end of the game. But since Sky picked up the hammer suit in World 6, she'll actually have an even faster Bowser kill available to her. So losing the fire flower there, not a huge deal.
I'm gonna take the leaf in there for the extra hit.
Makes sense. Yeah, at this point, if you've got items, just use them.
It's a shame. This time wouldn't have been half bad had I not gotten 2 hands. That's okay though. Them's the breaks.
Yeah, you're in pretty solid pace.
Yeah. For All Stars, it's very good pace.
Yeah, you kind of have to just like basically tack on, I would say anywhere from a minute and a half to 2 minutes, just on the various things you lose in All Stars. I'm not sure how much you gain back, but it's definitely not anywhere near that kind of time loss. I don't think anybody's. I think a couple people have studied some of the differences, but we've never really sat down and said, okay, exactly how, what kind of difference is there between the two.
Hey, for a pair of deaths, though, I'll take it. Especially 2 deaths at the end of stages.
Yeah.
Alright. Just gotta finish the job now. We gotta take care of Bowser here.
We're receiving word from the chat. It is pronounced Nutella. So there you go.
Nutella. Alright. So I did it
Nutella.
right. Sweet. I did it. As opposed to Old Tella. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I'm happy people are having fun. Alright. Alright, achievement unlocked. It did not touch the whistle.
That's all. It's very nerve-wracking because if you use that whistle, you're done. Like your run's over. You've officially cheated in a Warpless run, so you can't do it anymore.
Alright, I'm gonna focus up here and make sure I do this right. Because I hate the camera here. You wanna talk about the every clip?
Yeah, so this is a clip that you can do, like, you don't have to, there's nothing involved with speed, there's nothing involved with subpixels. As long as you're big, you can just crouch jump up into that 1-up block, and Mario will just clip through, and you don't have to go back down those stairs and kind of climb your way back up. So it's very easy clip to do. As long as you're big, you'll get in there.
Okay. We done it! Now they get to see the best finish of all time in this game.
Yeah, so shout outs to the hammer kill. We're gonna say hi to Bowser, and then we're gonna say bye to Bowser because he doesn't last too long. Hammers will do damage to Bowser every single frame, so the 35 hits required to hit Bowser goes very quickly.
Yo, 102.56. I called 103. I'm like, I'm gonna make a couple mistakes, and hey.
Cut the 103.
Cut the 103. Yeah. Not bad. I'll take it considering everything I've been through. You did it though. We'll watch the credits really quick, and then we're off to the lost levels. Because this music is pretty epic. I like the ending credits music for this. I can't do Zelda Rando on SNES Superstars. As much as that would be nice, that's kind of a conflict of consoles, you know? Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are all too kind. Alright, so, the next run, you guys might want to hang on a little bit because I do a lot of really risky and scary stuff that makes you want to look away, so this was the smooth part of my speedrunning. The next one's gonna be a little more rigid, so we'll see. We'll see how much of a treat you guys get tonight. To give you an idea, I had a hammer shoot out of a bullet bill generator earlier today. That's how much the game's been kind of having it in for me today, so we'll see. We'll see.